So I'm testing wide, and I saw that it's like stronger with erupting cannon. And also one more thing is like I wanted them to fix the 2 shell combo, which is this one. And as you can see, like it actually doesn't take as long as if you have like the regular, like if I switch to like their other worm steak, like you'll see how much slower it is. Like you see that? But if I switch to the other one, to this one, like there's no delay there. And even there, you see how fast it is. So you could do like 2 shells and then the worm steak, which is really good. This is also not even a level 6. This is just a level 5, and it's doing like 200 on the dummy here. And also it looks like it has still KO. Erupting Cannon still keeps the KO property. You hear that? The stun sound. So look how much damage you can do if you like. Just by mashing A 3 times, look how much damage you can do. Hold on, let me get ground splitter. This is not even. This is just a regular the one for from Rise, the level 5. So just with the level 5, you can do this damage. So like 400 damage, which is 4 hits. So every time you do this combo, you do 400 damage or around there with just a level 5. And in this game, there's more than I've already seen level 6 with the Hermitor Gunlance. So I can only imagine like how much damage this one's gonna do once I have a level 6 or even 7. I'm actually very happy with this. I really wanted them to change this, and they did. I don't know, probably indirectly, because like the erupting cannon like cancels out like the long delayed animation from the other one. So it's so much nicer now, and not being able to like to have to wait, and also being able to do this combo here, which is just 3 A's. So if you hit A 3 times, then you get to this combo, which is pretty cool. And it looks like wide does more damage with the erupting cannon. I think long is the one that does the less damage of the 3. Yeah, this is just a level 5. Like I know for a fact once I get like level 6, I don't know like the difference yet like in values, because they actually did buff level 4 and level 5 in Rise. They buff like the regular shelling, they buff the Wyvern's Fire. So I don't know like what's like the standard values for like level 4 and level 5, but I know for a fact level 6 and 7 probably are gonna do like some huge damage. Like I've already seen the Wyvern's Fire, and it's doing it's doing like, I've been doing master rank and I was doing like 900 damage with a regular normal, and keep in mind that normal doesn't get the buff that long gets, which is like 20%. So I was already doing 900 with the other level 6, so I can imagine this one's gonna do even more. Even like a regular like shot like this, like it's already doing like close to 90. And if you fight like a monster that is weak to fire, like it'll probably go up to like 90 or something like that, just from like a regular shell. From a there you go. You see, it was 90 there. So if you charge it, it actually goes over 100 easily. So it's 150 if you charge it. But the most important thing is like the fact that you can now do this. Look how fast it is. That was like the main problem. And I think this is like the way that they buffed wide. I believe that wide probably in the max level is probably gonna do so much more than the others with erupting cannon. Like if you do it here, like you can already see like the difference. Like this one does like more than my level 6, like way more. Like the level 6 Hermitor Gunlance that I have does like 180 or something with the erupting cannon. This is a level, and that one is a level 6, the Hermitor one. But this one is just a level 5, and it's doing like 200 something. Let me see how much it does. It's doing 215, so that's like a 35 difference, and this one has one level less. So I would imagine that if they're like in the same level, then this one probably maybe hits like 250 maybe. I actually don't know. Like that's the thing. I don't know like the multipliers for the worm stake or erupting cannon. But this is actually so high because I was thinking that wide was gonna be sort of like the one that was gonna be left out until I saw like the new patch, like the patch that they added before Sunbreak release. That patch was insane for Gunlance. And the best part about erupting cannon too is the fact that you can still knock them out though. Like you still hear their KO sound effects, so you can still knock them out with erupting cannon. So if I switch to the other worm stake, like if I do this combo, hold on. If I do the old combo, like if you press A 3 times, like this is what will happen. Like you see, there's like a delay there. But if I switch to erupting cannon, like I can do this combo now and there's no lag. Look, it's seamless now, which is the best part. So it's gonna be like, I think Y has a good shot. I think even with bullet barrage, the fact that you use your worm stake within bullet barrage means that wide may be good too. I think normal may be the weakest. I mean, it depends like how much damage the full burst is gonna do compared to like the erupting cannon. But I think Y might do more because wide and normal, they do the same damage for the worms for the Wyvern's fire. I think normal does a bit more with the shells because in this game normal has 7 shell and wide only has 3, and usually normals, like 2 normals are like the same as 1 wide, so that means normal will probably do a little bit more damage. But the big difference is gonna be the erupting cannon, because if you hit him with the erupting cannon, it's gonna do way more with wide. Like it's already doing even more with a level 5 than compared to a level 6 normal. So probably like long and wide are gonna be like the better ones for erupting. I mean for bullet barrage. But I'm so happy that wide got this. This is actually definitely for wide. Like the other ones are cool, but long is the weakest. Like when you use erupting cannon, and normal is like the second. It's just slightly stronger than normal, but this one does way more damage with erupting cannon. And on top of that, like wide does more damage per shot. So if you do this combo, it's always gonna do more damage than the other two, no matter what. So you could keep spamming this until you have like your Wyvern's Fire, or until you have Bullet Barrage, and then you could like use it and then go back to just doing this. And also the best part is like, because it's so much faster than the other what is this called? Than the other worm stake, you're probably gonna be able to KO them much faster too. I don't know if the values like change for this one and for the other worm stake. but this one's like much faster, safer. Like it's just more effective overall. Like you can even move out of it. Like look how fast you can move out of it. Like as soon as you hit him and it explodes, you can move out of it. You could probably even cancel it with this actually. Maybe with wire and fire. Also, you could do that too. So what you can do is just charge the shell if you want, and then do 2 more like this if you want to use all of them. How much damage does that do actually? Let me see. So let me use ground splitter, and let me see how much it would do like if you charge it fully and then. So you're doing almost 600 damage just with those 3 shells. Like you hold it. I mean, not this one. So you're doing like close to 600 damage just on that one alone, like 3 shells. So that's much better than before. I also think it's faster if you do it probably like this. Yeah, if you stab, it's much fast. Oh. Yeah, but look how much damage the Wyvern's Fire does. 229 per hitbox. So it has 3 hits, so 229, and you do times 3. So roughly like in the... This one is weaker because it's level 5, but I did it with normal and it's doing like 300 per hit zone, so... it's the same for normal, I mean for wide, so once I get a level 6 it should be doing like 900. At level 7 I imagine would probably be like 1,000. I wanted to test the stabbing with the shelling. Yeah, it's actually a little bit more, it's actually better. It's actually better than doing it with a charge. Like if you do a shell stab, shell, and then go into the erupting cannon, you even do more. Like look how much damage you do, a bit more, and it's much faster too. So you could go shell stab, shell, and then erupting cannon. I didn't have ground splitter, that's why I did less there. But this is like the new combo, I guess. So yeah, it's doing like 500. That's a lot of damage. Like you do 2 of those and you're doing like more than Wyvern's Fire. And on top of that, like if you stack it with the Wyvern's Fire. So when you stab and you shell, like it cancels out like it comes out immediately. Like oh yeah, that's true. And also erupting. Yeah, you're right. Erupting cannon also buffs the pokes. So it's probably just better to do this one. Shell, poke, shell, and then into wormstick. That's probably like the best one you can do. And this Gunlance actually, I haven't looked. I don't know like how like the sharpness get, but this one is actually one of like the worst one when it comes to like raw attack or like slash, because like it doesn't really have good sharpness. It's like yellow sharpness and actually let me sharpen up. Like let me bring it up to green, which is pretty bad sharpness, but this one's probably gonna be the best shelling for wide. It's usually the best shelling for wide. So let me try this. Yeah, so this one is doing 500 per combo. Yeah, it's better than, and it's also better than the one that I did, like charging. Charging is just not worth it, honestly. Like, especially when you could just do this, it's like so much faster, much safer, and like you could also get more. It's just better DPS too. Like having to stand and charge like this, like look how long it takes to just charge. When you could do charge and a stab and a discharge, like look how much faster you could do all of that compared to charging. So I think for now charging is probably like dead. I don't think it's as useful as it was before. I think the last game where it was okay was like in 3 Ultimate. I think after that, like charging it just became like impossible. So that's a new combo for so yeah, the level 5 does 654. So Williams Fire does 654 for level 5. And for level 6 it's like 900. So I don't know, like level 7 I guess will be like 1,000 something, and then and also I've heard that like some of the rampage slot skills, they actually affect shelling too, so you could probably use those if you want to even do like more damage to like a specific monster type. And also we're gonna get like a new rampage decoration for Wormstake. I don't know if it's gonna apply to level to the max levels though, because in Rise, like for example this one, you see how this one has no, I don't think this one has. I think it's the other one, the Howlitzer. I think it has like a. No, actually, let me go back and check, because I remember there was a Gunlance that has the ability to get like the Wormstake rampage, like ramp ups. I think it's like a ramp up skill. Is that what it's called? Which like gives the Wormstake an extra level, but it wasn't working for like level 5. Okay, no, never mind. This one has it too. So this here, the Wormstake boost, this here in base Rise, it wasn't working. Yeah, it wasn't working in Rise either. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but they actually buffed this. Yeah, they actually buffed this. There's a new version that's gonna work for erupting cannon. And also like the new rampage skill, they don't work for these like for the old Gunlance from what I've seen. So only like the new one get like the rampage, like where's the ramp? I guess it's in the new village. But like the new rampage decorations, they only work for like the new weapons in Sunbreak. So these they already have like I guess one that is assigned, a couple that are assigned, I guess. Like for example, this one already had have these, so it has these. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to change it, but if this does work for the max level, then this is already like the best one you're gonna use. And it also works for erupting cannon, but I don't know like if it's gonna work because it didn't Rise. So I guess it's probably gonna be the same. But it's still worth noting that it's there. But I guess it's still gonna be nice that it like extends like the erupting cannon like a slash buff. But I wanted it like for the actual diamond of the erupting cannon. That's like what I wanted. Yeah, this one like the two best one, they have it, but it doesn't work on them. Like I don't understand that. Okay, I guess that's. Yeah, I figured they were gonna do that, like for the like if you upgraded them, like that they were gonna allow you to like change it because some of the other ones they had like pretty horrible like rampage skills. These are like the only ones that are truly blessed with like good some good ones. But I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. If it does work, I'll use it. But if it's not, then I guess whatever else you can switch here. There's another one that is really good, which is this one here, the Kushala Daoro. So this one will increase like your affinity. This one's pretty good like overall for pretty much like any weapon, as long as you're using like slash attacks. I also saw another one was like if you guard, like you get sharpness back, and there's one for like charge blade where you, if you block, you lose sharpness. So I've seen only a few that are pretty good. Most of the other ones are like not that good. But I just wanted to try this first, just to see like how nice it is. Like if I go to long to this one, where is the Halitzer, and I want to show erupting cannon. So you see it did way less. It actually did 165. I still have the same skills. It did 165 compared to Wide's 215. That's like a 50 difference. And on top of that, Wide does more shell damage in general. So if you stab like this, shell stab, shell. Oh, hold on. So yeah, it did roughly like 100 less damage. The other one was doing like 500 something. This one's doing like 450. One good thing about long is the fact that it actually does have a lot, like a huge range. Like you could hit them from here. Like it's actually pretty insane, like the range that you get from long. And also you get extra fire, but I still think that the fire it doesn't compensate for like the difference. Like the buff that they gave Wide, like with just regular, like just like a regular shot, is insane. Like you do with long, like let me see how much you do with just a regular shot. So you do like 60 to 70 compared to Wide where you're doing like 90. So it's like it's a huge difference between like these one between long and Wide for. If you want to play like erupting cannon, I think Wide's just like that's like the Wide style. But yeah, that's like I guess I don't know if it's like a hidden buff that they gave Wide. Like I did not, to be honest, I completely like just looked over it. Like I didn't even think it was gonna like matter. Like erupting cannons, like oh it buffs like the slash attack, and I was like oh that's pretty cool I guess if you're planning to play like slap lands, but then it turns out that it's actually doing more damage for Wide, which honestly I'm not surprised. I mean Wide is the one that usually deals more damage, so yeah, 225. Like the difference is actually more like 60. So Wide does like 60 more damage than a level 5 long was doing 165 with erupting cannon, and white is doing 225 with the erupting cannon. Sometimes it does 225, sometimes it does. So I don't know, like, I think there's like a random factor with this bombardier here, level 4. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but so it looks like the regular value is 215, but sometimes it'll do like 225. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Like I actually didn't expect it to be like a big deal for white. I expected it to be like the same for all three of them. Like I just expected it to be like a way too buff, like your slash attack. I didn't think it was gonna be like a specifically different like for each type. But definitely you can see normal. I mean, lung type is the weakest. It does the less damage with a erupting cannon. Then uh, lung is the weakest. Then it's normal that does a bit more than lung, and then wide just does way more than the both. Like the difference is like 40 to 50 between them. So yeah, that's actually pretty. And on top of that, like the best part about it is the fact that you can actually combo, which is something that I used to hate about Rise, like doing this combo that they added in World. But now you can actually do it like safely, and it's actually good. Like look at that, that's perfect. That's what I wanted. I think when I made a video like about the demo, like I noticed that and I was disappointed. But we didn't have the erupting cannon in the demo, so we didn't get to try that. But now this is fire. This is absolutely fire. I don't know if you noticed another buff that they gave it in the patch note, but if you guard and then you hold and then you can do now where is it? You could do guard edge from a block, which is something that you couldn't do before. Like there was like a weird glitch that they fixed. So now you can guard and then you can go into a guard edge too, which is incredible. Oh yeah, another thing is they say that you can only do it if you don't move. So if you like notice, like if I try to move, like if I'm blocking right, and if I move, they say that you can't do guard edge. But that's not true. I'm actually moving it, and then I can still do it. Oh, I guess it was intended for you to do it. I guess that's probably what they meant. That there was like a glitch where you couldn't do it, but now you could do it like from a guard. If you're like doing slap lance, you could do this. This is gonna be very useful for slap lance, like because this also triggers offensive guard, so you could probably use that too if you want. Before it was like whatever offensive guard for Gunlance, but I think if you use it now the way that you can do this now, you could probably use like offensive guard because it lasts like 12 seconds. So and you get 15% raw for that. So I don't know if it resets like every time you activate, like every time you guard, but that's another thing that I saw. And there's also this where you can hop and then do like a long hop. So you just gotta press B and then back and B. So if your character is facing forward, you just gotta press back and B. Can you erupting cannon out of what? Guard edge or? Yeah, you can do it after the erupting cannon too. I think you could do it pretty much on every move, even like full burst, even Wyvern's fire too. The only thing that you cannot do with guard edge, which sucks, is the fact that it doesn't trigger protective polish. That's like the only one thing That's like the only one thing that you can't do is activate protective polish through a guard edge. So you have to still sharpen your weapon, even though you literally sharpen your weapon when you use guard edge. But yeah, you can use guard edge after pretty much any move. Like a lot of them, like you have to, even after weapon fire you can cancel it. Like if I do weapon fire, I can still do guard edge. Like yeah, so you can cancel it like that. So before I actually thought that guard reload was gonna like die, because like what's the point of, if you're not gonna use the worm stick. But because of erupting cannon, I think it's gonna be like useful again. And on top of that, you get a guard point too. So it's actually back. I thought it was gonna die. I thought the new one was gonna be the quick reload, but it looks like erupting cannon saved there, because now you can do this combo. And then you can still guard reload. And I think they buffed guard reload too. Like if you do a guard reload, you can actually like attack faster like than before. Like before it was it was slower. But in this patch, like it's faster. Like you can cancel out of it faster. I also think they actually increase like the hitbox range for wideness fire, because sometimes like when you're a bit like far, it still hits some monsters, even with normal and wide, which have less range than long. I think they buffed that too, like the hitboxes. So now you can do a little bit like far away, and it still hits. I love how this Gunlance matches my set. this Gunlance is like an old joke Gunlance, but it's actually pretty strong. It's always been like the wide Gunlance, like the best wide for the most part. Yeah, so I don't think you need what is this charge shot. You could probably just go with what is this called? Just go with blast dash, honestly. Like you don't need a charge shelling, honestly. Unless like later on, like there's something else. It's just probably not gonna be the new. It's probably not gonna be as good. Like this is how. Yeah, that combo does a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. Like before, I tested one. What I was doing in Rise to test it was just like doing a lot of shelling. So what I would do is like this, just like shell, and then move forward and shell. But before it wasn't as strong, like the shell, they weren't doing much. And then literally before Sunbreak, when they launched the patch, that's when like Gunlance got really strong. Specifically like the Wyvern Fire. Like you could definitely see like the Wyvern Fire's damage now. Like it's so strong now. I need to get a level 6 wide because this is a actually I don't know if I could upgrade this one, but I can check like if I can see like the upgrade for this one. Look how much damage that did. So that was like, that's like the combo that you can do. You can do that as a combo. So because Erupting Cannon barely has any recovery, like you can literally use Wyvern's Fire immediately, like right after the explosion basically. And that combo that I did there was pretty fast, and it did like over 1,000. It did 1,200. I actually wonder how much it does with normal. I mean with the long. I'm actually gonna bring Hellcutter to like increase so I can use Wyvern's Fire again. For now I'm using Hellcutter because I don't have Bullet Barrage yet. But once you get Bullet Barrage, it's like you don't need Hellcutter anymore. Hellcutter's, it's not gonna like matter. So I want to try again the combo that I did. So once you have Wyvern's Fire, oh, another thing I didn't show, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you can actually use Wyvern's Fire from this, so if you go and you hold it, like you saw, you can do a Wyvern's Fire now, which is pretty cool. And you can still cancel Wyvern's Fire from this too. So after a switch skill swap, the evasion, if you do the evasion, you can actually cancel it. You can go into a Wyvern's Fire. It's a new way to do the Wyvern's Fire. Like you saw that, and you can also cancel the end too. But now I want to show the combo that I was gonna. That's gonna be like the wide combo. It helps a bit if you have a max sharpness because you do one stab, but so once you have ground splitter, you could just go for shell stab, shell. And then Erupting Cannon. Oh, I don't have Erupting Cannon, hold on. So you can go from shell, stab, shell, Erupting Cannon into Wyvern's Fire. And you're doing 1,200 just for that. And keep in mind, this is not even a level 6 Gunlance. This is just a level 5. So all my shell damage, all the erupting cannon damage, the wyvern's fire damage is from a level 5. We still have, at the very least, we still have 2 more levels that we can expect to see. So I'm gonna try long time just to see like how much damage it does. The best part is that you can carry all of these. That's actually pretty cool. So even if you don't like or whatever, you could carry a lot of things here. But I want to try the same combo like with long type. This Gunlance does have like more raw, more sharpness, so. And also long type does like a lot of damage with Wyvern's fire, so I'm gonna see like how much damage that's gonna do. You might do more damage actually. So shell, staff, shell, into erupting cannon, and then Wyvern's fire. Actually did like around the same. Yeah, so it's around the same if you use erupting cannon. And the reason why it's around the same is because long does like more 20% more damage with Wyvern's fire. So that's why they do so wide and long with the combo that I did with erupting cannon, they do around the same damage. So I think normal might do less actually. But this one's a level 6 though. I'm gonna try the Hermitor Gunlance, but this one's gonna be a level 6 though. Or maybe I could just use a level 5, just to see like how much a level 5 would do. Alright, so I'll try the combo. I think I gotta change. Yeah. So I'll try the combo. So shell staff, shell. Interrupt. Oh no, I think I had the wrong line. Okay, here it is. So shell staff, shell, interrupting cannon, and then Wyvern's fire. So yeah, it does do less damage if you use normal. So long and wide do about the same damage, and normal does like around 200, like around like 180 or so less damage than the other two. But yeah, this style is pretty fun. Actually, let me go back and switch something. So if you're gonna use erupting cannon, you have to have guard reload, just because um, quick reload doesn't really matter, like, because you just want to be able to use erupting cannon as much as possible. So you have to switch it to guard reload. This, you don't need charge selling, so you can use whatever, but blast dash is like useful to like travel and like close the gap. Ground splitter obviously for the buff, and once you get a bullet brush, you're probably just gonna have like here or wherever. Well, I guess you could switch it. You could have bullet brush at the top and then ground splitter like below. So yeah, that's like the combo that you will go for. And then you could switch if you want. And meanwhile, you could still attack. I'd probably run 2 versions of erupting cannon, just because like here I have hell cutter for the Wires Fire, so I'll just switch to this here. So I can go ahead and apply ground splitter before. And the best part is that you can go from erupting cannon immediately into I mean, you can go from ground splitter into so this is what you can do. So you can go from a ground splitter into erupting cannon, and then you can go into Violence Fire, because erupting cannon is like much faster than the regular worm stake. So you don't get, so you can even get like a Violence Fire much easier and probably safer too. So if you don't have so once you get Violence Fire, you could just switch, then apply ground splitter before you use Violence Fire, because that's gonna do like much more damage. So you do this, and then you go into an erupting cannon, and then you go immediately into Violence Fire. And look how it does 1,000 damage, like just doing that combo along with Violence Fire, erupting cannon, and the slash from ground splitter. And then from here you could do whatever. Like I think like I said, I'm gonna run erupting cannon on both the scrolls. That way I can keep using erupting cannon while Violence Fire is available, or while I'm waiting for to use the hell cutter. The old worm stake, the regular worm stake, I think this one's just much better for wide. It does more damage, it's just overall much faster to use, and like just the fact that you still KO is so awesome. The fact that you can even KO with Gunlance is like insane. I remember when I first saw like the new worm stake, I was so surprised. I was like, this is so cool. So why gets like those like special things usually, like especially like with worm stake like this, you can tell it's just much better for wide. And pretty much the guard reload was for wide in the beginning. being able to knock out monsters while doing this move is insane, because if you knock them out, you basically get free damage and like free Wyvern's Fire or whatever you're doing, and like I gotta get used to this, like because of base rise, like I just stopped using like the 2 shell combo, but now it's back in this game, so I gotta get used to like using this combo again, because it's so good now. It feels so amazing, like not have to have any delay, any lag. I'm probably not gonna stream longer. I wanna like be able to stream more like tomorrow. But I mainly like wanted to test this out. Like I just wanted to see for myself like the erupting cannon. I still have the habit of like charging shell before I use the worm stake. Finally, the fact that you can do this is so good. So simple too, like you don't have to do any like weird inputs. You just gotta press A 3 times, which is like the shelling, I guess, buttons. This is a huge buff for sure, like for Gunlance, for shelling in general. This is a huge buff. This combo, like one of the things, like there weren't like a lot of good combos that you could do. This was one of the better ones that you can do now. You can knock them out, and that's gonna be so good, like hitting them in the head. And it actually, because it's not like, because it's an explosion, it's probably much easier to like hit the like the target. Look how fast it goes. You see that, like, and then there's like the explosion. Oh, it actually, I think it actually flings like the. Like you can hear like, well, actually, let me see something. What? I think it actually launches it. Can you actually launch it from here? Okay, maybe like a little bit closer. You see that? I think it actually does launches it. I actually want to see that like in slow motion. Actually, I can check and see. Oh no, it actually explodes. Well, I guess it makes sense. It literally just explodes, like. So it has a huge hitboxes, that's why. Which is even better. So it's even better than the old one, because it still like hits like everything around it. So it's probably gonna be so much easier like to hit and knock out with this too. Like you can see it right there. And then you can see how it explodes and just like it lights up the Gunlance. so good. Like this is gonna be very good overall. Like I don't see any downside so far to this. You definitely want to aim this in their head. Definitely, as long as you can, you want to aim in their head to knock them out and be able to like take advantage of them being knocked out to like Wyman's Fire or to do whatever you can. Like you can do a combo, or you can do the Wyman Fire combo that I was doing earlier. Or you can even go from Ground Splitter into another. After you knock them out, you reload, you guard, reload, and then you go into a Ground Splitter. Then you do X for the Erupting Cannon, and then after that, you can do the Wyvern's Fire too. Or you could even use Hell Cutter if you don't have Bullet Barrage. And if you have Bullet Barrage, then you could probably go from Erupting Cannon into Bullet Barrage too. So the fact that you have like some distance too, like there's some distance there and it still hits them, like you can see right there like how it sort of like spreads out, and then it still hits the dummy, and it knocks him out, like the dummy gets knocked out. That has to be so satisfying. Being able to like blow up a stake in their head and also knock them out. The dummy is cool, but like a real monster like Sinoga, he'll probably just roll over. Like it's gonna be so satisfying. So if you knock them out, for example, you could go from after like knocking them out with like, let's say let's say you knock them out, you could just do a well, I guess you could have, if you want, charge shot, like to do after the Garvilo, like you could do a charge, but I don't think I just still think that it's like better to just go after this two shells. But if you knock them out, you could probably just go, they get knocked out, you could go like this, and then you could go X, and then just do a Wyvern's Fire. And then you can still cancel and go back and shoot or whatever you gotta do. Look how much faster it's also like to shoot and stab from the guard reload. It seems a little bit faster, like to do. And I think this is faster, like stabbing to shell. You just gotta get used to the timing, because you can shoot fast if you know how to stab shoot. You could cancel, like you're able to cancel like the stabs faster. Like look how fast you can stab shoot. We're doing like 100 damage even with this Gunlance. Actually, let me sharpen to see. Even with this high rank green sharpness Gunlance, which has like barely any attack, you're doing like you're doing like 344 damage just with 3 shells. Actually, I don't know if I had a Ground Splitter. So you do over 350, almost 360 with just shell, stop, shell, stop, shell. Actually, it's faster if you do it the other way. So let me try again. So you're doing roughly 380 damage just by doing stop shell, stop shell, stop shell, which is faster if you stop first because you can cancel the stab into the shell. But I think, like I mentioned earlier, the best combo is just to stab, shell, shell. Actually, hold on. Let me see. Stop, shell, erupting cannon. So that's like the combo. That's sort of like the optimal one. You gotta stab, shell, stabs, and then 2 in erupting cannon. That did 600 damage. And this is, I don't, actually let me sharpen again. I think that wasn't even like with max sharpness and like guard ground splitter. So yeah, that's 600 damage just with that combo there. And this is again a level 5 wide. This is not even level 6. This is just the Rise version, the Rise level 5. So if I do this with wireless fire, I actually wonder how much. Oh, and actually I don't even have Might Seed on, but if you wanna, I guess we can do that too. So I wanna see how much this does. So stab, shell into erupting cannon and then wireless fire. Hey, what's going on? So this is like the combo that I would do, just stab, shell, and then one swing. If you want, you could eat, you can eat a Might Seed if you want. That does a good amount of damage. And also remember that you can stab 3 times if you want. But the reason why I'm stabbing first is so I can shoot faster. So if you see, if I stab, I'm able to cancel like the stabs with the shelling, and it's like much faster. That did 720. me try this. So yeah, that one is. It seems like it's doing 600. I don't know if last time it was like a weird level 4 proc or something. My rank right now is just 556 and just master rank 1. I started yesterday, so I haven't played that much master rank yet. And I'm playing the game solo too. Why did that do more damage though? Oh, I think it's because I didn't wait. So yeah, with this, we're looking at 600 damage for this level 5. It's definitely gonna be much more with level 6. I just don't have a level 6 yet, only level 5. Maybe I'll do one hunt for today.
Hey there. Goodbye. Please come again.
I'll be there. All right, let's make it happen.
Yeah, it's not letting me see the new upgrade, so probably I still have to like go further to unlock a level 6 wide.
I'll put everything Master Hammond taught me to good use. I can swing whatever you need. See you soon.
Good luck with breakfast, man. I'm gonna have breakfast, but later on. Like, I guess you're probably maybe in Europe if you're having breakfast now.
Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. A special quest has been added. Take care.
I also think that this play style also helps with like monsters that are like fast, because trying to like hit a monster that is like fast with like charge shelling is like so, it's difficult and so this is the set that I have so far. It pretty much has a lot of the skills you need. The only one that it doesn't have is Wire Whisper, but that's because this talisman that I have is it's like so trash. I would need like a talisman that has low shells and like because what I'm using here is this talisman is to get the low shells. If I had like a Wire Whisper talisman that would allow me to get low shells, that's probably what I would use. I can actually check to see if I have, because that will be so useful like for Gunlance to have Wire Whisper. Oh, you can actually lock them. I mean, oh, is that new? I don't think that was in Generations. I mean, in Generations, in Rise. I don't remember being able to lock like your talisman. Oh, actually, I do have one. I think this one here is gonna be better than the one that I have, which is like thunder resistant, like stun resistant. I mean, stun resistant is pretty good though, but a lot of the times I'm just like blocking attacks. So I can get low shells here if I want. I think this is like evade. So I could probably switch it for this one. This one's better. And I actually like the fact that they included this here, lock status. So that means if you have like, let's say your best talisman here, you could just lock him, and then let's say you just want to like look at your best ones really quick, you could just click lock here. So that's new. That was definitely not in Rise. So I could try this one here. I'm gonna lock this one and let me see. So this is so helpful. Like now you can, let's say you have some talismans that are like okay, and then you have like the ones that are really powerful. Then you could just find them right here, and they are locked. So that's like so helpful. So this is what I had. I had low shells, so I want to change that to have this talisman. Let me actually remove the decorations for. Oh, you gotta have it equipped. If only this one had like slots. This one's kind of funny though. Like maxed out, but the skills like if it had like 2 other skills, this one would have been insane. I can't wait till the day that I get like a busted one, like load shells or an artillery, something like that. Or guard. This one's another good one too. But I prefer Wild Whisper. So I'll just put low shells here. It sucks that they nerfed low shells for Gunlance and Charge Blade. It really does suck. Because now I have to waste these 2 slots just to get low shells. But they did give it Gunlance. They gave it an extra shell like by default, at least 2 normal and long. If they gave if they would have gave wide an extra shell, it would have been like insane. Like four wide shells loaded. I gotta put 1 stun resistance on the Gunlance here. Already have it. So this should be much better. So level 2 is the one that recovers. Alright, so let's try wide. This is probably gonna be this is gonna be like the only quest that I'm gonna do. I just wanna mainly like to see how like erupting cannon like is. I'm so happy how they like it has a buff basically.
Opportunity may present itself from the most unexpected of places. As folly begets yet more folly. And even if it results in a disaster of unknown proportions, the cycle of stupidity created by these creatures could appear like a feast to the crazed eye.
Oh, I forgot you have feel rain. I guess you can remove them now. I don't know if you can. You probably cannot remove them now, like the I guess the helpers or whatever. Because I want to play solo. Like I want to remove them if you can remove them. But I don't know if this is like part of the story or something.
Coming for you! Are you suffering from some sort of ailment? This is what being a royal knight is all about.
The good thing about the buff that you get from erupting cannon is the fact that it doesn't go away if you switch your weapon. I mean, if you sheath. Alright.
It's up to you! I thrive on the battle!
Hold on! Reloading! I'm gonna kick your butt!
I hit him even from there.
That looks like it's been covered! This is the end of the line for you! Need more ammo! Hold on! Reloading!
Keep an eye on his movements. You're all patched up.
He's got his eyes on you! Whoa! Look out! It's angry!
My victory is as certain as your defeat.
Need more ammo! You asked for this!
I'm trying to knock him out too, just to see.
Hammer it!
Stand and fight!
I'm not used to like the new style of knocking the of using wide with the erupting cannon. But now I'm gonna start using like Wyvern's Fire and all of that.
That looks like it's gonna hurt! Mr. Monster, being Mr. Weapon! I'm gonna kick your butt!
It's on you! Are you suffering from some sort of ailment? I thrive on the battle!
Hold on! Reloading! Mr. Monster, being Mr.
Look at the
Weapon!
bright light! I see a big retreat in your... My victory is as certain as your defeat. I will suffer you no longer.
Get you!
I'm surprised I actually hit him.
Reloading!
I'll fight in style!
forgot that you can also use it from guards. You could probably two-shot.
This should do the trick.
We should put a trap.
I will suffer you no longer.
Trying to get away!
Find it. Getting a bit too excited.
Watch and learn!
It's down. Don't let go. You should be proud of your rights.
This one's all for you!
My victory is as certain as your defeat. It's getting tired.
This is the end of the line for you!
My victory is as certain as your defeat.
Oh, he got knocked out.
Gonna get you!
I will suffer you no longer.
he's already done. Now they're doing more damage, but they're still dying, honestly, like relatively fast. And this dude, oh, he's sleeping? I got you. The first hit did 200. I mean 400. Probably better than some randoms, honestly. It's actually pretty fun, like, to do this here with Y. Like, erupting cannon is so awesome. And also, like, the fact that they buff Wyvern's Fire, like, when it was sleeping and I hit it with Wyvern's Fire, one of the hitboxes did like 400, and the other two did like 200 each, so it's probably like in the 800 or so. That's a pretty cool armor and shield. I'm pretty sure you're probably gonna be able to unlock it. That's kind of cool, like if you wanna like have somebody to help you hunt. Because before it was like the Palicos and the Palimute. But now like the hunters here that help you, they look okay. Like I guess they're doing fine. Like she didn't die even once. And I didn't even heal her or anything. And she actually healed me a few times too, so I guess that's cool. I don't know if you can disable them though, because I want to do the quest solo, but I want to see what monster. I think this level is where I'm probably going to have to see what armors they got. I'm assuming here that like some of the other monsters, they're probably gonna one-shot, because Vishante was like almost one-shot. Oh, here we go. Deliver one exquisite. This is the quest for Wide. I might actually have to do this one. This one will unlock Mighty Corn Popper Plus, which is probably gonna be level 6. And actually now with the level 6, I can see like how strong it will be. So I gotta go to the Shrine Ruins and then talk to this guy. So me try to get that Gunlance, the Corn Popper Plus.
Alright, thanks. Bye now. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, so you can get like Napo here. So this is probably gonna be like the one easy way to like farm these. Oh, you gotta. It says gather 5 honey. I wonder if you could just bring the honey and complete it.
Take care. Take a look at the quest list. I hope we can talk again soon.
Deliver 1 exquisite sprout.
Let's make this a quick one.
I wonder if those are like the orange gathering spots. Also, it's up there actually. No, I don't think it's that. Or maybe this?
That takes care of that.
Yeah, it looks like that's what I needed. Hopefully I can craft it.
Okay then. See you soon.
Be there! Alright, let's make it happen!
Also, it is a level 6 and it has a level 3 rampage slot, which is the one that you need for a lot of the bigger, like the strongest ones. And the best part, it has a level 2 gem now, which means I can actually, if I want to get a White Whisper level 3, I can actually do. So I need Conflagrant Sack. I think that's from the bird. I think the bird gives that. Yeah, I know. Acnosom gives some of that, so I could kill one Acnosom and then get this Gunlance because it is definitely better. Level 6 has way more raw. It definitely is gonna do more damage now. It has way more raw. Like the one that I have is like 180. This one has nearly like 100 more, 90 more raw. It has an upgraded level 2 slots, which means I can get White Whisper level 3, and also has Rampage slot level 3 too. What is this here? But yeah, I think I can go and fight the bird. Acnosome and get the Gunlance, the upgraded, a wide version. And I didn't get bombarded. Hopefully we get 2 sacks and I'll craft this one and go. And before I end the stream, I want to get the Gunlance and like test the level 6 erupting cannon. Oh, it's here. they're doing like way more damage now.
Look out! It's angry! This one's all for you! No more holding back!
So they got new moves. Oh, like on this here, that's why.
Watch and learn!
I need the material, so maybe I'll get some sacks from this. Why is that going to be so slow? Come on, bro. Perfect. I just want to get the materials. That didn't even hit him, bro. What the hell?
I'm gonna kick your butt! That looks like it's gonna hurt!
Oh, come on. I just wasted that.
Now it's personal! After it! Whetstone time! You asked for this! Look out! It's angry!
That attack has so much range. Now he has that kick. chases you with that move.
You asked for this! No more holding back! Look out! It's angry! Need more ammo! That looks like it's gonna hurt! I'm gonna get you! Don't let it get away! Not having any of this! Now's my chance! No more holding back! I'm gonna get you! Reloading! Need more ammo! Reloading! You asked for this! This is the end of the line for
Yeah,
you!
do that again. right.
Mr. Monster meets Mr. Weapon.
They're poisoning. Thank you for the help. Oh, he's about to die?
This is the end of the line for you.
It really is. It really is about to be the end of him.
Now it's personal. No more holding back. Eagle ammo. Reloading. I'm gonna kick your butt, Mr. Monster meets
It's over, bro.
Excuse me for a moment. Now it's personal. This is the end of the line for you.
Ooh. Get
Quest complete.
wrecked. Come on, give me the 2 sacks. I need 2.
Need to sharpen this thing.
Oh, so now you could see the gray wire bugs on the map, like those orange ones, and it tells you like where they send you. So they've done like a couple like of changes from the base game, like also with the talisman, like now you can lock them, which is pretty good, so that way you keep them from accidentally like selling them or something, and also like you can find them much easier that way. I want to test the level 6 wide that I'm making. Oh, there we go, we got 2. Right, so let's craft this one and let's see how much it does. Before it was doing 215, so I want to see how much this one does with the level 6. Let me get bombarded so I can test. Perfect. Alright, so let me upgrade the corn popper to plus. So this is a master rank corn popper. says the content of the ramped up weapons will be removed. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, you could add better ones. So I guess it overrides. So the ones that were like the in Rise, like the ramped up skills, I guess like once you upgrade into high rank, you're able to do whatever you want. So let me see if you tried. So yeah, you won't be able to ramp them up, but you could just add the rampage. Set rampage. Where is? Yeah, the rampage decorations. You could just add these if you want. So here actually I'm gonna go for Wire Whisperer. So now I'll have it at level 3. The upgrade is insane. Like now it has a better slot too. And then here in the rampage slot you can use whatever you want. What? Let's see. So let me try Erupting Cannon level 6 now. This is what I wanted to try. Hey, what's up? I'm about to try this Erupting Cannon with Y level 6. So I have artillery here. I also have Dango Bombardier, and I just got a ground splitter, so I want to see how much damage it does now. So you're doing close to 100 damage now. Also it did 233, let's see. So how much does Wyvern's Fire do now? Well, I guess it's the same as normal, so let me see. So nearly 900. And it probably does more if you fight like a monster like Barroth. He takes a lot of fire damage, so it'll probably do even more. So now let me do the combo that I was doing earlier. So it's now doing almost 700 damage. Even ground splitters like charging much faster now that I have Wire Whisperer. Yeah, with Wire Whisperer, like look how fast it charges Hellcutter. So that's why you want to have Wire Whisperer for Gunlance. Like, so now let me try. Let me try this combo. This is gonna be like the wide combo. Okay, I did it wrong. Hold on. So that did 1096. So yeah, so now a level 6 is like a 600 difference. So that combo with a Wyvern's Fire is doing nearly 1600 damage. And keep in mind that I don't have any like there's no like exploiting like any specific monster, which I've heard also will like buff the shelling. So if you're fighting like a flying monster and you have one of the rampage slot I guess exploiters or whatever you want to call them, like they will increase your damage too. But I'm testing like just the regular wide combo, which is this one. Yeah, that one's doing almost 700 damage. Yeah, Sunbreak definitely like is feeling good, so good so far. And also like this buff here that they gave for wide, like wide gets the best erupting cannon, and on top of that you can mash A now and do the 2 shells, and there's no like lag like before. Like if I switch and if I do the regular like worm steak, actually I think I removed it. Yeah, I removed it actually, but I can get it. So before like the regular so the regular worm steak, like before, it had a problem where it would like lag or like have a long recovery. So if I mash A, look how long it takes just to do that. So let me show you here, just so you can see. Like you see that? That was like a problem before, and I wanted them to change that. And they did, not for that one, but they did with the erupting cannon. So now if you do it with the erupting cannon 3, you press A 3 times, then it goes like into a fast explosion. And it has like barely, like so fast it has like no recovery. Yeah, it was super laggy, but this one erupting cannon though, like it's much better, and on top of that you can still KO monsters with it. Like you can still hear the KO sound. But that's why I wouldn't use like the old worm steak. I usually just run 2 worm steak. I mean erupting cannon. So for this combo, it also helps that if you stab and shell, like the shells come out like much quicker too. And also it helps that you from ground splitter you could just do that too. So if you want to use ground splitter, you could do that and then go into a worm steak like this. And you're able always to cancel like right away, like if you want to sidestep or like do guardage, ground splitter. But this so I was testing like some combos, and this is the one that I'm gonna be using, which is stab, shell, and then erupting cannon into Wyvern's Fire. And it does like, look, over 1,600, nearly 1,700 for Gunlance. And this is level 6, by the way. This is not even the max level yet. This is just the first Sunbreak level, which is level 6. I just got this white Gunlance actually. So with ground splitter, like you do almost 100 damage per shell. Like you do 97. It's probably, you could do 100 if you're fighting like a monster that is weak to fire. Probably like Barroth, Lagombi, Barioth, MHRise, like those guys. They probably take more than 100. Any monster that has like a 30 weakness to fire probably takes like 100 from just a regular shell like this. Like, look, it does 100 damage, just a regular shell. Especially because they buffed it in the patch, the latest patch. But this is a new wide combo, and like the new way to play wide. It has the best erupting cannon, and it's probably gonna be the second strongest if not close to too long when it comes to like bullet barrage, because the erupting cannon does way more than the long and normal.
Is the monster being a weapon?
So now with Gunlance in this game, you could easily do 1,000 damage. Like it's so easy to get to 1,000 damage like on a combo. Like before that was like super difficult to do, but now in this game like you could just Wyvern Fire alone is close to doing like 1,000. I mean that combo alone did like 700. If I use Wyvern's Fire, it's 1,600. So far it's like looking pretty good for Gunlance. And because of this change, you can now run guard reload. I thought it was gonna like be useless, but now I think you can run it again with this. Slash lance. I actually do have a slash lance, but the thing with slash lance is like we gotta get towards like the end for slash lance. But there's a few things that are actually good for slash lance that we got. For example, now you can do from guarding. You can do this guard edge, and if you want, you can run offensive guard. I think it should work better than before. But it's probably gonna be the same. You're probably gonna run critical boost and those skills. I actually don't know like the other new skills that they might have introduced. So it depends like what they introduce, but it's probably gonna be like the same thing, like critical boost, critical eye, weakness exploit, and whatever else they have. Attack, I guess. It's probably also gonna be the Grim Claw. I mean not the Grim Claw. The Tigrex Gunlance is probably gonna be the one that you're gonna run with slap lance. But I posted one in my channel like not long ago for slap lance. And the best part is, remember that erupting cannon also buffs the slash attacks, so that's another thing. And on top of that, the rampage like the decorations, you could add some of the ones that like exploit specific like monsters, like flying, like whatever other types. You could use probably one of those and get even more damage too. But for now, but also like you have to get like the purple sharpness, and usually in the beginning of the game you're not gonna have like purple. It's probably gonna be just white. But this is the one that I have for slap lance. I have a few that I made, but this is the one that I had in Rise. So it's just max critical eyes. Actually, this is a different one. So it has agitator, it has critical boost, weakness exploit, and it has it doesn't have like guard or evade extender, but it has like all the attacking skills. But because remember this is master rank, the new sets, they're probably gonna allow you to have even more skills. Like this is like Rise, like the high rank game. It was like restrictive. There weren't like a lot of armors with like super with a lot of slots, and like the talisman were like super good too. But once you get like later on, like the sets are gonna have way more slots, and this set's probably gonna be able to have more skills than this. I'm probably gonna be able to have probably guard or evade extender, maybe wire bug whisper. I don't think I don't know if you need wire whisper for slap lance, but I'm probably gonna override a lot of these sets that I have here. These are like old, so I gotta like get to the end of master rank to like change a lot of these, because they're like old and they're gonna be outdated once I beat the game. I think next rank should have Basarios, which is the best. It's gonna have a lot of good parts, so I'm probably gonna switch the set here. But this is the one that I have so far for that I've been using for shelling. It's a weird mix from Ibushi's and Narwas. I posted this set a while back. I made a video actually, but it's just for shelling. And when I made it, actually, I thought it was gonna be fun, just for fun. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a set for fun. I think I even named it something like shelling for Worm State. I should change this instead of calling it. Actually, I think I gotta change this one here. So this is the one that I made in Rise. It has so many skills, and you can use them for shelling if you want, but I was doing it for fun until they actually updated. Like when I saw the patch for Gunlance, I was like mind blown. Like when I saw they actually buffed everything, like all the shells, the Wyvern's fire, like all of that, like I had to like check the patch. And this set went from like it's for fun set to actually being pretty good. If you're from Rise, like if you have these parts, you can make this set for shelling. Like all you need is a talisman with two level 2 slots, and then all you gotta do is like get come on. Yeah, erupting cannon buffs your slash attack. So any attack that you basically that you use your lance, like any thrusting or like when you do the overhead smash, they get buffed by erupting cannon. So let me show you. Yeah, it's not just for aesthetics actually, and it also does more damage if you're using wide type shelling gunlance like this one. So when you use like, if you use erupting cannon, like you're gonna get a buff. So any attack like this, attack like this, any attack that you like stab or like slash like this or these, all of those attacks are slash attacks, and they get buffed by erupting cannon. And you know when you have it active because you have to just do this. And there you go. Like if you have this blue thing, like this blue fire, that's when you have erupting cannon active. So now you see, I was doing less damage. I was doing like 40 before, but now if I stab him, I'm doing like 66. But if you're using erupting cannon like for slash attack, the attacks you want to do is this here, overhead smash into this, the wide sweep. And then you want to run a quick reload instead, so you can spam this one here and do this and then do a quick reload, because if you have this, it's gonna do that weird guard reload, and then you can continue to do the overhead smash into wide sweep. So let me show you, let me switch. So this is what. So if you're using your erupting cannon, actually I don't know if I have erupting cannon on this set. Oh, I did. But here, so this is what you want to use. So you just want to go. They actually buffed it. Like you just gotta go. If you do 2 shells like this, you get erupting cannon. After that, all you gotta do is do forward, then you gotta do this attack, then this, and then quick reload, and then slamming. That's basically what you do. And look how much damage that does. Keep in mind that this is also can you put more shells like what? Like load up? You can have, like, if you want more shells, you gotta get the skill load up. I don't have it on this set, but on the other set, like here, I have it on this one. This is actually level 6 now. Hold on, let me change this. I got a level 6 now. So this is EC. People call it EC for erupting cannon, so that's probably what I'm gonna call it. I'm also call this one just erupting cannon. Yeah, you could put the thing with wide gunlance is that you can only get an extra shell because it does so much more damage than the other one. Usually, like wide shells, they do twice as damage as a regular normal shell. But one thing that they didn't do for wide in Rise is they only allow you to get 1 shell, but you have to use this skill here, which is called low shells. So if you get it to level 2, it gives you 1 extra shell wide. But if you check long and normal, they got an extra shell by default. Like even if you don't have this skill, they get more shells. So normal has 6 shells because it's like half the damage as wide. But Rise gave it an extra shell, so normal actually has 7 shells now. If you have this skill, the skill low shells, you get 7 shells for normal, and you get 5 for wide. I mean for long. So if I go to a long Gunlance here, you get 5 shells with Gunlance with a long type. But wide is the only one that still only gets 3, and I think it's because it's much stronger than the other 2. Like shell per shell, it's worth 2 normal shells, and then it's worth a bit more than a good amount more than long type. So that's probably why they didn't buff it, because if they did buff wide and you had 4 shell, it would do way more than normal. So if I go, like, if I show you like how much damage it does, like if I just do like a shell, it does like almost 9, it does 85. And if I use ground splitter, it's like almost 100 damage, just 1 shell. Like it's 200 damage basically, just 2 shells. So 1, 2, and 3. So it does roughly around the same as like a full burst. Like this move, if you use it with normal, it would do like around the same. So that's probably why they didn't give wide an extra shell. So you can only have 3, but they do so much damage. That's probably why. And on top of that, they buffed the erupting cannon. So if I do like look how much damage that did. And that's only 3 shells. This is pretty much the best wide gunlance in the game. It looks like a joke weapon, and it actually was, but it always has the best level, the max level for wide, and it turns out to be usually the sort of like the best one. And in this game, it looks like they're giving it even more buff than ever, because like now it has like a level 2, like the slots here, like it has actually a lot of slots, so you could pretty much put any rampage slot that you want. I mean rampage decoration. Yeah, like the damage for Gunlance is like so much different than like before. Actually, let me do like the full combo that I was doing, which is stab, shell, shell, interrupting cannon, and then Wyvern's fire. So it's doing over 1,500 just with Wyvern's fire now. Before, Wyvern's fire wasn't doing anything. It was doing like 400 damage and like 300 to like close to 400 with normal and wide, which was like so low. So this is the combo that I will use for wide. So yeah, as you can see, it does go over 1,600. I think there's like a random factor when it comes to like this. Oh, I see what it is. I actually ate the wrong food. Because... Oh no, never mind. Actually, I thought I ate the wrong food. But if you see up there, there's like a level 4 Dango, a Bombardier. I heard that there's like a random thing that it has that it will like sometimes do a little bit more damage, like but random. I don't know if that's true, but that's probably why maybe the damage is like changing sometimes, because of Dango Bombardier level 4. So 3 shells now are doing like basically 300 damage. If you're fighting a monster with ice, it's definitely more than 300 damage. And they also buffed that too. That's another thing that you guys should know. Like, they actually said it in the patch notes that they buffed the elemental damage. So wide, like Gunlance is doing more fire. Basically, Gunlance has like every shell you use, every like shell explosion, Wyvern's fire, Worm Stake, they all have like fire elemental damage. So if you're fighting like against monsters that are weak to fire, usually Gunlance will do like much more damage overall. I still don't have Bullet Barrage, so once I get Bullet Barrage, I want to see exactly how much damage it's gonna do, because Bullet Barrage uses Wyvern's Fire, which was buffed in the patch now in the before Sunbreak. It was buffed to this Wyvern's Fire here that we have now, which is insane. Then it also adds all your shells, and on top of that, it also adds your Worm Stake. And also, if you switch your Worm Stake to Erupting Cannon, Bullet Barrage will also use Erupting Cannon, and it will give you the buff too. So let me see how much damage it's doing. So this is like how much damage the new Wyvern Fire does, and this is a level 6 too. So I want to see, like, it's probably like in the 900 or so. So yeah, basically It's doing like 900 compared to like before where it was doing like close to like 350 to like somewhere there, which was definitely not worth it. But now it's like almost 3 times. So just Wyvern's Fire alone, that's like what people have been doing. It's like they're just spamming Hellcutter and like going back to like Ground Splitter. You could even comment it like this and even use it. And even cancel it too. So those 3 hits, like now you're doing like so much damage like compared to before. I actually have been doing like a lot of the master rank solo with pretty much, for the most part, I was using like high rank. This is like high rank gear that I have, like as you see. And I've been doing so far, like I've been doing well with the Gunlance so far. And I still don't have the strongest like move that Gunlance will have, which is Bullet Barrage. Once we get that, like it's gonna be probably insane. For wide, it's probably gonna be doing 300 for the shells, the erupting cannon, and like 900 with. So it's probably gonna be doing like around 1,900 for a level 6 wide. And it's probably gonna do even more if they're weak. If they're weak to fire, like and you use Bullet Barrage, they're probably it might go up to like 1,700 or something crazy. And that's only with level 6, by the way. There's definitely level 7 in this game. And if there's even more, like it could probably reach 2,000, honestly. It just depends. I was afraid that Y was gonna get like left behind because it was like not doing like anything. It wasn't like getting any good buffs. Charge shelling was kind of like it's super slow, so I don't like use it no more. But now like this here, this is like the new wide thing to use. So if you like wide gunlance shelling, then this is what I would use. Erupting cannon, like the damage that it does compared to long and normal, it's like I think it's like 60 plus more damage per erupting cannon. So definitely why it got the buff there. So that's like the buff that they gave wide gun lances. I don't know if it were meant, like I don't know if they were like planning to do that, but I guess it makes sense why it's stronger for wide, because usually stronger like the shells, like per like 1-to-1 shells, like usually wide has the strongest of the 3. So that's probably why erupting cannon is also the strongest. And you could still KO too, which is like a nice bonus. Like sometimes you'll just like KO the monster with this. Let me show you. You can still KO them, and even it has some range. Like look how far you can like use it. You see, like it still hits from far because it's like exploding. I just want to knock him out to show that you can still knock him out. It might take a little bit longer. Maybe that's like the difference, but it doesn't matter. The fact that you can still KO is always a nice bonus, regardless if it takes longer or not. So there you go. You can still knock them out. The music that I was using, I actually have to I can actually link it here because it's from Frontier. Actually, I didn't even know the name either too, but it's this one here. It's this one here. It's from Monster Hunter Freedom. I mean, not Freedom. It's from Monster Hunter Frontier. Yeah, it's pretty good from Frontier. Like, there's a couple songs that are really good from Frontier. But yeah, I'll wrap it up here. I just wanted to test this. I'm so happy now that they fixed this here. This was like the biggest annoying thing that one thing that I really wanted them to change. This combo where you hit, if you press A 3 times, you do 2 shells and then you go into Erupting Cannon. There's no delay, there's no recovery, like it's instant. And on top of that, it does a lot of damage for wide. Yeah, thank you for coming through. I just mostly tested like wide. That's what I was doing. I spent a lot of time like doing some other stuff earlier, but I mainly just hop on to like see how wide was doing and to like test Erupting Cannon. And I also got this wide level 6. I already have a normal level 6. I'm only missing a normal a long level 6. But tomorrow I'll be streaming, hopefully like early on or early afternoon. I'll be streaming more like and try to like complete more quests and like get all the other stuff. I mainly just got this Gunlance and I'm happy that Wide is like got something cool too. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys saw like the new shelling playstyle for like wide. So if you like wide, this is like how I will play it. Come back tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow too, and I'll be streaming like the hunts tomorrow because I was just doing mostly like training. But I'll be streaming tomorrow like and try to get to like the bigger like the big boys, like you know Rathalos and those guys. They probably have like the good stuff. Make sure to like the video and subscribe for more because I will continue to play Sunbreak. That's like what I'll be covering. I want to cover like I'll try to cover like all the Gunlance stuff, the sets and all of that. Maybe I'll do a tutorial like once I'm done like with the whole game and we have like, you know, we know like which stuff, like how it works, like the amount of damage you get, like the buffs and all of that. But tomorrow's gonna be like just me like playing through the game. So if you guys want to see more of that, I'll be back tomorrow. And thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.